Christmas is all about?
I could pretend that there's not a snowstorm in the middle of April here in Michigan, but the fact is there is. I have to live with it. And it's a season that is just my reality right now. Okay, it's a new day, a new reality. The winter storm did not last. It was a season, and I'm willing to accept this new season. And quite honestly, whether I'm willing to accept it or not, seasons happen. And we have to adapt and understand that it's only for a minute, it's temporary. Many of you know the story of Joseph, and I'm referring to the Joseph in the coat of many colors, loved by his father, hated by his brothers. He had big dreams and he had no trouble telling people about them. Ultimately, he gets sold into slavery by his brothers. He lives a very hard life for many years, but continued faith in God through that very difficult season. There finally comes a point in Joseph's life where he's been elevated out of the depths of prison and into a place of second in command of all of Egypt. Through that position, he's prepared Egypt for a coming famine. And as the famine finally hits, his brothers have to seek help for food and come to Egypt, not knowing that Joseph is the one that they're reporting to and asking for food. At this point, Joseph could exact revenge on his brothers. He could have them put to death. But instead, in an act of humility and forgiveness, he opens up to them and he says, "Do not be afraid, for it is to save lives that God has sent me ahead of you." He's basically saying, even though the season I've gone through is not my fault, this season had to happen in order to save hundreds and thousands of lives through this famine. I would encourage all of us to kind of walk in that same grace and humility and recognize that though this season is not necessarily something we deserve and certainly something we didn't ask for or even expect, maybe we need to recognize that this season has a purpose. Through this time, families are growing closer together. Marriages are being restored. Relationships are connecting in ways that they've never connected before. People are reaching out to loved ones that normally they're just too busy to reach out to, but now they're too bored that, hey, they give them a call and it's rekindled relationships and friendships even that they never expected. And I'm sure there's many stories of where we believe that this time has been incredibly difficult and taxing our finances, challenging our businesses, and wondering how in the world this can be a good thing. And I would just say, let's have faith in the process and let's trust that our God is a big God. He's fully aware of our situation. He knows where we're at. He's not surprised. He's fully prepared to show himself and prove himself for his glory.